Third grade detectives, The Clue of the Left-Handed Envelope. Today I'll be reading chapter 10. The next morning, Noelle and Todd got to school early. A big yellow school bus was parked in front of the building. Mr. Merlin said Amber Lee could get on first because it was her mystery that had started everything. Amber Lee climbed up the steps. She was wearing dark glasses. When she reached the top step, she turned and waved to the rest of the class. "Who does she think she is?" Noelle whispered to Todd. "A famous movie star?" "Hurry up, Amber Lee," Misty shouted. Amber Lee gave her a dirty look. The rest of the class climbed aboard. Noelle and Todd sat down behind the bus driver. The bus driver drove downtown. He stopped the bus in front of a big building. Noelle saw a sign. It said, "Police Laboratory." Mr. Merlin stood up. "Remember, we all need to stay together." A man gave everyone a badge to wear. The badges said visitor. Mr. Merlin led the class down a wide hallway. He seemed to know all the policemen and policewomen in the building. Finally, the class came to a really big room. Dr. Smiley was waiting for them. She was wearing a long white coat. Noelle thought she looked like a doctor. "Welcome to the police laboratory," Dr. Smiley said. She pointed to all of the equipment in the room. "These machines help me solve crimes." Mr. Merlin told me how Noelle and Todd solved the mystery of who sent Amber Lee the letter. He said it was someone in your class, but he didn't tell me who it was. I'm going to show you the way I'd solve the mystery. First, I'll start with the evidence. That's the flap of Amber Lee's envelope. Then I'll use one of these machines to analyze the saliva on it. It'll tell me about the DNA. Those letters stand for deoxyribonucleic acid. It's sort of like building blocks for your body. Only one person in the whole world will have the same DNA as what the machine tells me. Next, I'll collect saliva samples from each of the suspects. That means everyone in the class. Dr. Smiley gave each person a cotton swab to spit on. She put each cotton swab inside a glass tube. She wrote each person's name on the outside of his or her glass tube. "You misspelled my name," Noelle whispered to Dr. Smiley. "I'm sorry," Dr. Smiley whispered back. She scratched out what she had written. She wrote out Noelle correctly. "Now I'll use the machine to analyze each saliva sample," Dr. Smiley said. "In 2 weeks, I'll tell you who sent the letter to Amber Lee." 2 weeks, Noelle thought. She was disappointed. She had hoped they'd find out right away. Of course, she already knew, and it hadn't taken her and Todd 2 weeks to find out either. Dr. Smiley took them on a tour of the rest of the laboratory. She told them about fingerprints. She told them about hairs and fibers. She told them about blood. She told them about fires and burns. She told them about poisons. She told them about guns and bullets. She told them all about how police use science to solve crimes. Noelle was very impressed. She made sure she remembered everything. 2 weeks later, Dr. Smiley came to their classroom. "We have a match," she said. She held up a cotton swab. The DNA of this saliva matches the DNA of the saliva on Amber Lee's envelope flap. She looked down at the name on the glass tube. "Leon Dennis," she said. The class applauded. Noelle looked at Leon. He looked embarrassed. She remembered how he had tried to fool them by licking the envelope from left to right. She remembered how he had tried to fool them by writing with his right hand. He couldn't fool the DNA test, though. "I have some good news, class," Mr. Merlin said. "Dr. Smiley enjoyed helping us solve Amber Lee's mystery. She'd like us to help her out the next time she has a mystery to solve." The class let out a cheer. I hope you enjoyed The Clue of the Left-Handed Envelope.